Good morning, everybody. So it's really so interesting, isn't it? Like our cultural conditioning on how most of us, there's a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and there's another book. In the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, they talk about the four quadrants, right? And one of the quadrants is being an employee, and one of the quadrants is shifting into becoming an entrepreneur and having an entrepreneur mindset. And entrepreneurs, for any of you who have ever owned your own business, you know that first of all, you can't run a business for free, right? Impossibility. Be great if you could, but you can't. And what's fascinating to me, what's fascinating to me is that so many people look at this, I'm in an online business. And for me, I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like I can make this one-time investment and I can make hundreds of thousands and soon millions of dollars in an online business, like just by making a one-time investment. Like to me, that's like ding, 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 ding. Oh my gosh. When I was in my old business, I used to have to rent an office. I had to pay for internet. I had to pay for a landline. I had to pay for my fax machine. I had to pay for a receptionist at the front. I had to pay for what else? All kinds of stuff that came up that like because I was working with a team of people, and we all rented these offices in this one building. And it was massive. It was like every single month at least $2,000. And of course now I'm like, wow, $2,000 is so little to run a business. But at the time it didn't feel, this was 15 years ago, it didn't feel like a little. It felt like okay, like you got to make your monthly nut, and then you got to make what I was shooting for on top of that. And it's just so fascinating to me because now I'm in this online business, and I get to run my business for $99 a month. $99 a month. Like it's insane. I'm part of this educational platform, and in the educational platform is training on Facebook ads and training on copywriting and training on mindset and training on funnels, training on following up, training on ClickFunnels, training on email lists. Like all the digital online marketing stuff that we need is all in this one platform for $99 a month. And then I get weekly trainings and tips and tools and updates, and like there's so much, like it is this bounty of information for $99 a month. And yet I have people that reach out to me and go, oh, that's just too much. That's just too much. And I'm just like, wow, it's so interesting. I get that it's all perspective and where we come from. But think about this for a minute. It just comes down to this deep, deep conditioning. And I believe it's from how we were raised, right? Most of us were raised to go to school, sit in a desk, don't raise your hand, don't rock the boat, be quiet, follow along, and then go to college, get a degree. 80% of people don't use their degrees, come out of college, have a mountain of debt, try and find a job. The job doesn't even pay you $50,000 a year. It's probably not even in your niche of what you just spent 4 years getting trained on, and you have this mountain of debt, but you went to college because you're supposed to go to college, and and then you buy a house, and then you have all these other debts, and then like on and on and on and on it goes, right? And I find this so interesting because I feel like it's our deep, deep conditioning that we've never been taught how to invest money and get a return on our investment. And I want you to think about this for a minute. Like, how many of you go to Starbucks every single day and purchase a coffee for $3, right? How many of you? That's like $90 a month if you go every single day. That's like $90 a month. Or how many of you have an internet bill that's $100 a month and you waste your time watching these ridiculous shows, Desperate Housewives, Thrones, don't kill me for saying that. I've never even seen it. But, The Bachelor, like all these ridiculous shows that add zero value to your life. Zero. They have no value to your life. They give you nothing. They don't improve your mindset in any way. They don't elevate you in any way. They don't raise your vibration in any way. They don't add anything to you becoming a better person, right? And yet we spend $100 a month on internet watching this bullshit shows that Fox News has sent out. Don't even get me on that. Like, we'd all know like who controls the media, right? So anyway, it's perspective. So here you are spending $99 a month on either a coffee every day or a kombucha, right? If you're a health nut like I am, kombuchas are like $3.99. We spend so much money, and then people say, oh, I can't afford $99 a month to change my life. Like literally to change my life, to to like have massive impact, to learn, to be stimulated, to be around a group of people who are going places and up to things that is going to have a trickle effect. Like you can't not expand when you're around people who are up to big things. And yet people say, I just can't afford the $99. So I just have to call bullshit on that. It's just not the truth. It's not the truth. You could sell something if you wanted to. There's always a way. Unless you're living on the street in a shelter, then I get maybe you can't afford the $99. Anybody else who has a house, it's priorities. That's all. It's priorities. And if you want your life to change, then you have to change. You have to shift your priorities. You have to be willing to go, okay, you know what? Watching Netflix every night for 2-3 hours, sitting on the couch doing nothing is not bringing me closer to my goals and dreams. And it's certainly not giving me the life of joy, a life of abundance on every level, a life of possibilities. Like, so what are you doing with your $99? That's what I'm saying. So what if you could spend the $99 in a platform where you are actually moving towards something, where you are actually like stretching for something, where you're learning a new skill set? It's incredible to me that people can come in here for in a few months or less, depends on how much time you have, that you can learn this new skill set and get a whole digital online business up and running. Like, it's a friggin' gold mine. That's how I feel. We're launching it on August 5th, but I have early access to it. So if anybody wants to see this platform that I'm talking about, send me a note and I will give you a login. Like, you can just go in. They give you 14 days to try it risk-free on top of it. It's like, it's so friggin' incredible what is here. So I just have to, tell the truth. That's what I do. I tell the truth. And I'm just calling BS on you, on your, I can't afford $99 a month. Like, it's not about the $99. It's about your mindset. It's about like, where can I shift my priorities so that I'm actually doing on a daily basis something that's going to bring me forwards towards the life that I want? Because that's what we're here for, right? We're not here to wake up every day and be tired and depressed and clock in and clock out and be away from our kids and have somebody else tell us when we can go on vacation and have somebody else tell us how valuable we are based on our paycheck, based on maybe we get that promotion, maybe we get that raise. No. You get to decide how valuable you are. You get to decide what your life is going to be. And taking this step forward to learn a whole new skill set is so friggin' empowering. The internet is not going anywhere. This is it. This is here to stay. And by 2035, there's going to be over 1 billion digital nomads. 1 billion digital nomads. That's because the internet is here. Like, we have to keep up with the change of the tide. Like, it's different now than it was. And I'm just so grateful that I can run this unbelievably lucrative business for $99 a month and change lives. It's like, it's amazing. So, oh, that's great, Claire. Yeah, right? It's just so silly. We have to truly like reprioritize what is going on in our brains and where we're actually spending not only our money, but our time. You don't get back this time, folks. Like, I can't even watch a shitty movie anymore. I used to be like, oh, I'll just tolerate it. Now I'm like, even if I paid for it and it's not good, I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm not going to waste an hour and a half of my life watching something that doesn't give me value. I just can't do it anymore because I'm up to big things and I know where I'm going and my time is so precious, especially as a mom. So I hope this inspired you a little bit to think a little bit outside the box, maybe change your perspective a little bit. I'd love to hear. Feel free to tag or share and tell me what you think, because it's important, it's important that if you want to change your life, you have to change. And we can make excuses about $99 or we find solutions for it. And it's pretty easy. I used to be in financial services and people were like, I can't save money every month. And I'm like, show me your budget. Like, really, show me your budget. Let's just get real here for a minute. And there was nobody, not once ever in the 4.5 years that I did this, that I looked at somebody's budget and couldn't figure out a way to free up $100 a month that they could invest, right? It's all about priorities and it's about comfort. And it's like, are you using your time and your money to move you forward? That's the question. And if you're not and you're happy, great. But most people are not happy. Most people are living these quiet lives of desperation and hoping that things are going to be different. They're not going to be different until you're different, my friend. So big love to you. And I hope that this maybe stirred you up a little bit and got you thinking about this a little bit more. But seriously, it's like, we just got to tell the truth, okay? So big love to you all. Happy Saturday, and I'll see you soon.